Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another devlog of Project Vultura. It is currently September 9th at 1:40 a.m. Hoping you guys are doing well. Quick thing before we begin, you might have noticed when you open the video, something looks different. I changed the engine because I am sick and tired of Unreal Engine. I am very much not. I really don't like Unreal Engine. And the way it works. There's a lot of things that are frustrating, a lot of things that take me forever to get working. Genuinely a pain in the ass. So I ended up switching over to Unity. Basically, Unity has been much more enjoyable to work with. And I've been I've been having a lot of fun with it. However, I did not implement every single thing that's also that I did in the Unreal Engine version. But I also added and improved upon things in this version, so technically this version has a lot more polish, I guess, than the previous version. But we'll kind of go over everything. I kind of want to make this video, I want to start making my devlogs a bit quicker just to get the point across. So things I might gloss over and stuff like that. I'm still trying to get the hang of these things, but let's begin. So quick note, markets and stuff like that. I don't remember if I showed that, and I think I showed that in the previous devlog, but markets are not, don't have supply and demand or anything. There's no marketplace or anything really regarding stations, but we'll get to that. So first things first, here we are in our little ship. We can rotate, move. You can move backwards now. The rotation's a bit slow. I still want to tweak how rigid bodies and stuff work. You can go down, you can go up. That is, general movement. Ship color is also different. I will get to that, but as you can see, there are fleets, so I will explain all that in a minute. As you can see, selection kind of works. So, cool thing about selection actually is I really polished up the selection feature. So first off, you can select with left click. I need to increase the damn width of that outline. But you can select with left click, and then you can control select to select multiple entities. As you can see, the ones that are not your main selection are selected like this. Your main selections are red, and you can see the different, your main and non-main selections on the side here. Then you can alt click to change your main selection. So basically, if you have multiple selections and you alt click, you can change your main. You can also tab between them. So I feel like this is a pretty good way of, you can have a whole fleet selected, for example, and then you can tab between them very quickly. I think that's a really good idea. It's almost like a queue. Going on, continues. So basically, with that selection system, we can get into kind of how fleets work and how that ties into the selection system. So I've basically made a fleet system in this game that it generates fleets, and every fleet gets a random color. So yeah, you know that they are associated with each other as a fleet, at least right now. I don't know how I'm going to actually show that in the official game. The UI for that's going to be kind of difficult. However, the general idea is, my code at least allows you to basically has a fleet, and then you can generate a certain number of ships in this fleet with a fleet commander, and then this fleet commander, this fleet can be spawned using a spawner, and it basically takes the fleet commander, places them in the center, and then it takes the ships and then spawns them randomly in a radius around that fleet commander. So as you can see, they're completely randomly spawned. But something like that looks really cool. Like, some of them kind of come out cool. Also, with the selection, you can now take control of other ships, because that is an idea I want for this game, where if you take control of ships of your own faction, you'll be able to do that. And yeah, so that's pretty cool. Distance works, so that's nothing new. However, actually, I just realized, oh no, it is working up there. I guess it's much slower here, though. Interesting. Or else I'm going crazy. No, my bad. Anyway, so yeah, distance works and stuff like that. I can go to you, switch to you again. I can switch to that. oops, I gotta change the selection boxes a bit, I think, but yeah. Okay, now let's go into kind of how everything else works. So we got stations, and I will show you kind of how they work. They're basically the same way, where you can go to a station if you just click on it and make sure it's your main selection. So everything goes based on your main selection, so keep that in mind. Hit H on it, it goes to this. Now, the UI is much worse than the last game, but I'm just using base Unity UI and focusing more on mechanic right now. But yeah, so let's go here. So all I have right now is just contacts working. But yeah, you can see that there are different contacts and so forth. All this UI will be 1000% improved, but for now I think it's alright for just testing purposes. Not a single one else is working. But yeah, so those are basically how stations work. Let's see, am I missing anything? Well, I guess the last thing I could really talk to you guys about is performance. So I don't know if you'll notice. You might notice it. If I spam click, not even spam click, if I just click, you won't really notice it if you just click once or twice, but it's there. There is a lag spike when you select fleets with bunch of ships. So it won't really happen if you select the smaller fleet like this one. But once you select like a bigger fleet, the lag is kind of real. Now, why it does that is basically because I'm instantiating a ton of damn UI elements. And that is obviously no good for it generally. So I am planning on revising or going back to figuring out how, some optimization methods. I tried coroutines, that didn't work. I tried, sorting in the background, asynchronous code. I sort, but I use asynchronous code to sort. And that's a good thing, because it actually makes the sorting like very strong, because I can literally I can have maybe I just realized, that's sorted too. So I can have like 500 elements, 1,000 elements, and no lag. Look at all these different elements, and I'm perfectly fine as it's sorting between them. So yeah, sorting and all those, I've been trying. I use merge sort. I try to use proper operations to sort. Actually, I didn't use merge sort. I use the native list sort, because those are supposedly really good compared to the official merge sort and parallel sorting until you get to super high numbers. But I don't think super high numbers is going to come into play. And if it does, if you go to 10,000s of ships, if you have 10,000 plus ship battles for some reason, right? That will still not be much slower, supposedly. So I've been trying to weigh my pros and cons. I've been trying to optimize this game as much as I can. I know you shouldn't really optimize your game right at this time, but I like to keep thinking of optimization as I keep going in the future. But yeah, one thing you might have also noticed is the camera UI looks way better, because I love Unity and the camera UI is not freaking annoying. So I could just do Wii, and it actually looks like a legitimate game. It looks like Eve. Well, I wouldn't say it looks like Eve, but there are elements that make you seem like it's very much like Eve. It's very much inspired by it, because my thing is I really love the idea of Eve, but I don't like all the ganking and just the fact you need real friends. I don't have friends. So that is why I'm sticking to. I'm just trying to make this game, the best it can be. And yeah, let me just show. Yeah, so it's the selection here. I wonder why it does that. That's actually something I didn't realize. Oh, it's because I'm hitting W. Alright. So yeah, there's some I'm figuring out bugs as I'm doing this video. Apparently if you hold W, it moves the thing up. Yeah, I don't know what is up with these scroll boxes of Unity. They're not the best. I might look at some some assets, the assets for better UI and stuff, because I'm definitely gonna need that. But anyway, so I think that's basically it for this devlog. I'm gonna try to keep posting you guys with the devlogs as I feel like they're necessary. But I feel like I make this little video just to showcase kind of what I've exactly been doing. As for next steps, let me think for a minute. So I really need to have What was it? Okay, I want to handle object pooling. That's probably my task tomorrow, is to figure out if I can get this UI to be much more stable and less laggy. Um, Once if I try object pooling, hopefully it works. Then there's I need to get warping working. So I need to figure out like how bad Unity is with long distance travel, right? Or like at least bigger worlds, right? So I want to try placing like a box, like a couple thousand units, and then warping to it. And I want to see how bad the lag is. If there's lag, then I'm going to probably implement some sort of chunk system of some kind. If not, then I'll leave it as is. But that's also a point of optimization, as well as market and stuff is also the next thing I want to do. So I guess in order, what I got left to do is, or what I want to do next is object pooling to try to figure out optimizing this UI. Station stuff such as markets. Market is the main thing I want to do after that, and yeah. I think that was it. I think I might have said something else. I just completely forgot. It is like 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. actually. So anyway, again, thank you so much for watching. And this is really just a bunch of me just rambling, trying to showcase some cool stuff that I'm making. If you like it, if you like the project, follow, and maybe hopefully one day it'll actually be a project that is like comes to fruition. If there are features, also that's another thing I didn't realize. If you are watching this, if some random guy actually decides to watch this video, if there are things you like to see implemented in this game that space games don't do, or space games do that you think should be in more space games, just let me know, and I'll see if it's like A, feasible, or B, something I want in the game. But yeah, I'm open to all these different ideas that you guys may have, because number one, it'd be fun to try to do them, and number two, I mean, if I might even love the idea and not think of it. So yeah, anyway, thank you so much for checking out the video, and I will see you next time I do one of these devlogs. Peace.